Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rose. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, y'all, stop whatever you're doing because this might be the wildest thing you'll hear all week. And yes, that includes Blueface trying to release another mixtape. So get this. Remy Ma didn't just show up to Claressa Shields' birthday party. She showed out. Not with a gift, not with an apology, but with straight up chaos. Because according to multiple viral videos and sources with absolutely no chill, Remy Ma threw, yes, THRAW, a $5,000 custom designer cake directly at Claressa's face. And when I say threw, I mean launched that buttercream missile like it was the final round of Mortal Kombat. And before y'all ask, yes, cameras were rolling. Guests were screaming. Security stopped. Claressa, too. To put it mildly, she failed to duck quickly enough. However, why? At a gathering that wasn't even hers, why would Remy risk everything? Who is being sued, what was said, and what was done? Because, darling, this wasn't a crude remark or a small-time smack. This was a full-fledged declaration of war motivated by the desert. Stay tuned as we have the timeline, the receipts, the leaked direct messages, and the breakdown of the party footage here at Gossip Spool Vibe. Don't worry, there were other things provided except this cake. Let's get started. There was supposed to be a party, a glamorous, gift-giving, and positive night, with champagne waterfalls, indoor fireworks, and a guest list full of influencers, rappers, and one very perplexed-looking gospel singer. Boxing champion turned media darling, Claressa Shields had given herself the kind of birthday celebration that only made sense in the world of celebrities. Not to mention a $5,000 custom cake that was flown in from a Parisian bakery so exclusive that they don't even have a website. What's sweeter than frosting, though? The following drama, because Remy Ma, unannounced, uninvited, and, according to several guests, unbothered, came in between the second meal and the spontaneous mic moment. Remy strode across that space as if she owned it, dressed in all black as if she were going to a funeral. It was a glance that said, "Try me," without a smile or a wave. I challenge you. Let's be clear now. Remy wasn't present to wish Claressa a happy birthday. She had a message to convey, a very pastry-fueled, very public point. Let's remind the class why Remy Ma and Claressa Shields are even at odds in the first place before we discuss what transpired next. It was a man who caused the tension, not cake. Papoose, specifically. The husband of Remy Ma, or perhaps former husband. Because the internet has been yelling, homewrecker louder than a Bravo reunion ever since Papoose appeared in Claressa's corner. Both literally and figuratively.
I wanna say happy birthday to me.
Here's the basic summary, but the timeline is a complete mess. Remy and Papoose were once the epitome of hip-hop loyalty. Remy held it down through jail time, career setbacks, and absurdity on reality TV. What about Papoose? Writing poems, sharing films of their anniversaries, and being her biggest fan, he was the epitome of black love. Then came Claressa. The Olympic champion entered Papoose's work life as a sponsor and inexplicably found his way into his personal life. The mentor-student dynamic soon gave way to similar necklaces, mysterious captions, and numerous paparazzi sightings. According to insiders, Remy was enraged and plotting behind the scenes, despite her cool exterior, and she plotted. Remy recognized an opportunity when Claressa announced her birthday party, a huge open bar event held at a house in Beverly Hills with a reported $300,000 budget. She reportedly learned that Claressa was going to make a life-changing announcement that evening in addition to Papoose being on the guest list. Claressa and Papoose were purportedly planning a kid together, and sources now corroborate that the announcement was intended to be a public revelation. Yes, you heard correctly. Claressa was going to declare that she was starting a family with Remy, in addition to having taken his guy. Now picture yourself as Remy Ma, observing the lady who wooed your husband prepare to flaunt her pregnancy in front of your admirers and peers. Imagine learning about it and knowing that a 5-tiered cake decorated in gold leaves is just waiting for you to turn it into a weapon. Yes, there was no chance for the cake. What precisely transpired then? Remy arrived as Claressa was getting ready to speak. According to several eyewitnesses, yes, we're talking influencers, former Love and Hip Hop cast members, and one really shaky TikTok live broadcast. As the audience moved about, the lights went down, and Claressa, wearing a dazzling attire that exuded main character intensity, took center stage. Remy moved when she stated, "Tonight, I want to share something truly beautiful," while grinning and tapping the microphone. Quick, quiet, calculated. She headed straight for the custom cake table, which was not sufficiently secured. Remy then turned to face the stage, lifted the entire top layer of the cake, and threw it across the room in one motion. Direct impact. The frosting flew. Splashes of diamonds occurred. The guests let out a yell. Claressa, too, like a meme come to life, she stood motionless, literally letting buttercream slide down her dress. There was no movement for 2 whole seconds. After then, chaos ensued. Security hurried. Visitors took out their phones. Not the channel. Shouted someone. And ducked. Remy herself apparently shoulder-checked Papoose, who had been standing out on the side in a badly selected beige suit, when she attempted to go in. Not to be overlooked is the audio. Remy's now famous remark, "You took my man, now taste my cake." The asterisk sketch was captured on camera by several sources. It reverberated. It became popular. Just one clip has already earned 4 points. It has been remixed into at least 5 viral TikTok sounds and has received 7 million views in a single day. But there was more to the episode than simply rage and frosting. It paved the way for controversy on an entirely new scale. Because attendees observed 2 big floral arrangements in the shape of baby blocks that read BABY, while party personnel attempted to clear up the debris. This was something else that had not yet been mentioned. Yes, indeed. The rumors were accurate. Remy Ma made sure that everyone knew that Claressa was not going to reveal her pregnancy, or at least the plan for one. The fallout? A disorganized mix of foam cameras, destroyed clothing, and a bewildered mariachi band booked for an unexpected performance. Remy allegedly blew a kiss toward Claressa as she was quietly taken out, saying, "Now go clean yourself up." Whoa. The video, renowned. The memes, never-ending. The queries, accumulating. The most important question of all, though. After the cake flies, what happens? The cake has now been released. Claressa has a frosted face. The exit of Remy Ma went more smoothly than a Grammy walk-off. And now, there is a complete meltdown on the internet. The video began to pour in from all sides as soon as a frosting touched Claressa's cheek. Everyone was using their phones, including the DJ's assistant and the crew. At least 6 variations of the cake toss were shared on Instagram, TikTok, and one dubious Twitter account at Yalan heard this from in a matter of minutes. Every perspective conveyed the same tale. A cake in the air, a woman scorned, and a birthday celebration that devolved into a gloveless boxing battle on television. #CakeGate 2025 was born in an instant. They came in hot, so let's start with the celebrity reactions. All that for some frosting and a man who can't pick a side. Tweeted Fat Joe. We all be fighting over men like there's a shortage. Cardi B wrote in an Instagram story, "Mamas, the cake isn't worth it. Someone tagged me when y'all dropped the extended cut." 50 Cent, who never misses a dirty opportunity, wrote when he uploaded the video. Even Mona Scott Young shared the video again on her story, accompanied by a glass of wine and the eyeball emoji. Interpretation: she is already planning the reunion special for Love and Hip Hop. Frosting edition. However, social media wasn't merely observing. It was also conducting research. When Twitter detectives dug deeper, they discovered invoices for the cake, a 5-tiered, opulent almond hazelnut confection that was flown in on a private plane and specially created by Madame Fleur Patisserie in Paris. What is the retail price? Not adding edible gold foil that Remy allegedly crushed like a parking ticket, the total cost was $5,200. Under a widely shared video, the bakery's official page posted the following comment. "We are heartbroken to see our work ruined, but kind of iconic." Since then, they have introduced a limited edition cupcake box called Remy Throw. In 3 hours, it sold out. The memes were amusing, but what about the behind-the-scenes intelligence? Not at all. The mood of the gathering changed well before the cake flew, according to insider sources. One anonymous bartender described Claressa's energy throughout the evening as cocky, like she knew she had one final surprise. According to another source, who is claiming to be Claressa's makeup artist, Claressa allegedly murmured, "Let her watch me win," just before Remy showed up. She requires it. Oh no, what about Papoose? His night quickly went from awkward to "someone hide me." He allegedly texted one of his boys, saying, "I told her this was a bad idea," according to a group chat screenshot that was obtained. "I didn't expect she would actually appear. Claressa is crying in the restroom right now," according to another message. "It's not good. Yes, I'm serious." Claressa was going to make her life-changing announcement before she got pelted with sponge cake, right? Not yet released. It was supposed to be a pregnancy reveal, according to some sources. According to another, she recently signed a new contract with Netflix for a miniseries called Uninvited, My Rise, My Rules, My Reign. Well, now she's bothered. What about the general public? Divide in half. Team Remy used hashtags like hashtag she deserved that cake to take over Twitter. Hashtag Remy Raj was justified. Hashtag frosted with feelings. One tweet went viral stating, "Remy gave Papoose everything." Claressa learned the hard way if she believed she could just saunter into her position. Hashtag Remy needs therapy, not cake. Hashtag neither party, neither problem. Hashtag grown woman Dawn throw pastries was the response Team Claressa gave in the meantime. Remy humiliated herself. One Claressa supporter commented, "That was insecurity in buttercream form, not retaliation." But then the actual story twist appeared. Because guess who made the decision to talk? Their publicist is Remy Ma. The representative asserted in a statement provided only to Spill Scene Weekly, Ms. Reminisce, after weeks of being betrayed and humiliated in silence, Mackie acted out of emotional agony. She regrets the damage to the venue, but she is not sorry she stood up for herself. To reiterate, she has no regrets in advocating for herself. What about Claressa? "I'm still glowing." Her staff captioned a meticulously curated carousel of post-party photos. Continuing to rise. The frosting melts. Greatness doesn't. She is providing brand resiliency, but let's face it, the harm has already been done. Professionals in public relations are rushing behind the scenes. According to a high-level insider, Claressa's impending endorsement agreement with a high-end skincare company has been put on hold. Why? Because the last thing they need is cake-in-the-face memes next to advertisements for face cream. In the meantime, pictures of the second cake that Remy missed, a baby bottle-shaped surprise cake with the name Papua Jr. written in cursive, are now being posted on gossip blogs. Take a moment to process that. It was more than just a birthday. An ambush occurred. An improper flex. A scene of jubilation became crime. What about the cake? Only the first picture. It's not over though, not even close, because the following step is much more messy. Potential claims for damages based on venue security footage. The catering bill was leaked, and there are rumors that a complete Claressa x Remy sit-down interview is currently being presented to big networks. Warning! The cost of the cake exceeded the sum of the DJ, the decor, and the flowers. The question now being asked by society is, was Remy inappropriate? Was she provoked by Claressa? When a 5-layer weaponized dessert was hurled from 15 feet away, where in the heck was security? Every query is legitimate. The largest of all, though, what are the repercussions? Because it's one thing to throw a cake, baby. It's not only drama, though, when you throw a cake at a pregnancy rumor, a TV agreement, and a multi-million-dollar reputation. There could be a lawsuit for that. Let's review. A room full of A-list visitors clutching their phones and pearls, a designer cake in the air, and a birthday girl covered in frosting. The concern now is, however, what will happen now that the buttercream has settled and the viral views are reaching millions? A lot of hell, to be honest. First, let's talk about the location. That house in Beverly Hills that costs $25,000 a night, according to reports, it is seeking $75,000 in damages for psychological trauma to a purebred Pomeranian who was there when the dessert struck its target, as well as assault by cake, frosting contamination of antique furnishings. Yes, that is what you heard. The dog, dubbed Versace, has reportedly refused to eat cake since the event and is now experiencing pastry-triggered anxiety, according to a lawsuit that has reportedly been written. The claim has apparently been supported by Claressa's attorneys, who described the incident as a planned act of violence disguised as theatrics. However, that is only the start, because Remy Ma might now be the target of a real civil lawsuit. A very shady assistant-turned-whistleblower leaked legal notes that state Claressa's team intends to sue for deliberate emotional anguish, property damage, public humiliation, and assault via dessert. This stuff cannot be made up. Meanwhile, the internet is roaring over the location of Remy Ma's official survey. One widely shared TikTok claims that Remy was contacted while placing an order for an all-star breakfast plate at a Waffle House in New Jersey. On security footage, a woman is seen holding a fork in midair as she hands her an envelope. The caption? She was served before to the hash browns. This is where things get even more complicated, though, because although Claressa is prepared for battle and has a strong legal team, her public persona is subtly deteriorating. At least 2 significant brand alliances have been canceled behind the scenes. One was a skincare transaction worth 7 figures that fell through because of needless public entanglements. The other one, she was withdrawn from a family-oriented promotion as soon as cake fight memes took precedence over the pregnancy claims. Claressa is enraged, according to insiders, not only about the cake, but also about how quickly the story changed. She believed she would leave the celebration triumphant, not bothered. Rather, before the after-party even ended, she was down 2 brand deals, Sticky and Me Met. Remy's camp is leaning in while Claressa's side is frantically trying to turn this into a She's the Victim campaign. Numerous industry insiders claim that Remy Ma just received an offer for an exclusive sit-down interview with a major media outlet. The exact nature of the interview is still unknown. It's being marketed as the truth behind the frosting, though. The statement, "I didn't throw a cake out of rage," is purportedly included in one of the program teasers. "Out of justice, I tossed it." Mike fell. If that wasn't enough, it said that BT is pursuing both women for a potential in-person broadcast showdown. It's like Red Table Talk, except with a lot more cameras, a lot more attitude, and a lot more liability waivers. The viewers, however, are still watching everything happen in real time, while the producers, attorneys, and public relations departments are rushing to spin, litigate, or close agreements. Let's discuss the criticism from the public. Online surveys reveal a stark divide. 32% think Remy went too far and should face consequences. 56% think she was justified in defending her legacy, and 12% are only interested in the memes. "Don't poke a bronze woman and expect her to bake you a cake" is a common comment in comment sections. Remy planned retaliation, while Claressa planned a family. They were both ready. Remy had already gained popularity on the internet before the icing had even dried. And when you think it's finished, all of a sudden, one more leak. Online, there is a purported private group chat between Papoose and his barber. What's in it? Papoose acknowledges that he misses the way Remy used to ride for me, and that he didn't expect Claressa to go so hard with the baby reveal. Now, following all of that, want to rotate the block, Papoose? King, it's too late, because the streets are claiming that Remy is leveling up rather than simply recovering. According to reports, she's working on a new musical project that she hopes to call Frostbite. The lead single, supposedly known as You Can Have Him. Here's what one bar is said to say: "I threw the cake and kept the flame / you took my man, but lost your name." We now have 2 women with similar PR wins. A man caught in the crossfire with a plate of leftovers and sorrow, a possible diss track, and a televised confrontation. What does this leave us with, then? A birthday that became a conflict, a cake turned into a weapon, and a celebrity drama dispute that isn't just popular, it's defining the year. As you think it's finished, sources are now speculating that Kylie Jordan has joined the conversation and is purportedly proposing to mediate a truce, on television perhaps. But when conflict pays so well,